Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. Several key things here. One, everyone knows that the American government is corrupt, and they use law enforcement, the military, and the intelligence community and proxies, including gangs, to harass, taunt, intimidate, bully, and terrorize American citizens, immigrants, you name it. Everyone knows that. Okay? Point number two, I am accusing the government and the governing class, to whom it may apply, of trying to terrorize me, of committing acts of terrorism. Though I'm not afraid, they're designed to cause me to be afraid. And at times, there's some alarm, like if somebody, like today, some tall white guy who looked a little bit older, he wasn't that threatening, but he was kind of threatening. He was dressed in all black, and he was causing me to have some cognitive impairment as he did his organized stalker, organized persecutor activities. Okay, so what they're doing is very illegal. I'm not a combatant. Okay, I've never attacked law enforcement in my life. I've never blown anything up. I've never done anything like that. What has happened is sometimes I get very angry and I say things that are the logical response to them running psychological operations on me, where I have 23 witnesses on record. Almost every one of the witnesses on record I do not know very well. Okay? And that's part of why I told them to say, to say nothing but the truth, and to say that if they change their story in the future, that they're lying in the future and not at the time of the recording. Because I didn't know these people. And if I did know these people, people stab you in the back and they lie. So, for years and years, I've established definitively with an overwhelming amount of evidence that for years leading up to my videos in 2009, they were persecuting me, running psychological operations on me, and some government personnel have admitted that to me. So by the time we get to 2011, things were heating up pretty bad, and they turned my immediate family against me, what have you. Okay? And then law enforcement responded. But even after all that, I never lashed out against law enforcement. Whenever it was clear that they were playing stupid, then they made it crystal clear in 2011 that there was a psychological operation against me and that they're going to play stupid, and they wanted me to quote-unquote fall in line. And they had my older brother tell me. He said, you're going to take medicine and you're going to fall in line. Something, those are like almost his exact words. Okay? Then that severely escalated the situation, where I got very angry, and I made some very angry videos. Okay? And over the years, I started, showing more restraint in a sense that I made it sure to be clear that my videos aren't threats. Okay? So never did I pick up arms against the government or the police or whatever, right? I'm a non-combatant, and that's the definition of terrorism. Whether or not you try to frame a non-combatant as a combatant is irrelevant. It's when you try to intimidate, harass, bully, taunt, and provoke, okay, and terrorize a non-combatant, that is terrorism, okay? Clear cut. And since then, before that even happened, I made that clear. That's what they were doing. I said they're weaponizing mental health, law enforcement, the government, you name it. And during Trump's election, they accused him of being mentally ill, whether he is or not. Okay, that's something that politicians were doing. And both parties have accused each other time and time again of weaponizing the different departments, showing that I was correct. And there's an overwhelming amount of evidence. The witnesses, the government themselves, the Havana Syndrome. Before the Havana Syndrome came out, I accused them of using technology. And then it comes out that they were commonly using technology so much that dozens of government officials, if not like 200 of them, were the victims of some kind of technological attack against them. The government at first tried to say that it was some kind of mental illness, and they looked so dumb. The 200 people magically at the same time manifested the same kind of mental illness, just like it is with the gang stalking case. Both ideas were proven wrong. The witnesses proved that gang stalking is real, and the overwhelming amount of evidence shows us the Havana Syndrome is real, and the government was even asking for funding to help address some of the damage, because the damage to their brain was recorded, just like I have suffered cognitive impairment. And I was saying that that's what they were doing before the Havana Syndrome came out in the news. Okay? So there's an overwhelming amount of evidence that the government is trying to terrorize me and they're committing acts of terrorism in the process. And because I'm not from the Democratic Party, Libertarian, or